Hi, I'm Candace.
And I'm Ripley.
And I'm John.
And this is Comicsplaining,
the show where we're coming to you live from the red carpet of the Super Mario Bros. Premiere.
We look really awkward with our recording setup.
Yeah,
with the entire desk.
We're not exactly optimized for mobile recording, and they're actually being very respectful with how quiet they're being, because, I don't know how to noise gate or anything.
Right.
So hands up for the fucking crowd. No, that's a joke. We aren't actually there.
No, what are you talking about?
I was so immersed.
The Super Mario Brothers. No. The Super Mario. It's
Look,
that quiet because that's how bad this movie's gonna be.
What do you mean we're not there? Then why is Chris Pratt next to us?
No, that's a Funko Pop.
Oh shit!
You're seeing things. You're seeing things.
You do have a Star-Lord Funko Pop, don't you?
Yeah, he's not actually out, though. We haven't unpacked him quite yet. We are coming to you actually live from the new Comicsplaining studio.
It's bigger.
It is. We have a little more room to spread out. I can sit in my big, comfy chair.
The only one of us who has to sit in a shitty folding chair is John.
I noticed no improvement.
Look, if we had another chair, we would provide it, but we don't, is the problem.
If is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence.
Yeah, but we've got a little more room to spread out. We also have the cat tree right next to the studio for if the producer chooses to make an appearance. She dropped by earlier when we were recording our bonus-ode for last month. Or this month. I don't fucking remember.
A month.
For a month. It was definitely for a month.
The one.
One of the months
of
all time.
The newest one. The sequel to the first Asthma Monster.
Yeah.
There was a sequel to the ad from GlaxoSmithKline. Another GlaxoSmithKline production.
It's better. The sequel is better than the original in this case.
It was more enjoyable.
It was dumber.
Yeah, but that made it more enjoyable. So, speaking of things that are more enjoyable than what came before, let's talk about Thor. And can you guys first of all tell me what happened last time?
Thor killed some guys.
That's true.
That did happen. That's about all I fucking remember. I forgot to put free spaces on the bingo card. Oh no!
Too late.
No!
Too late now.
No free spaces on the bingo card this week.
You don't remember what happened at all?
You know, it was weirdly not that memorable for...
It was better. It was all better.
See,
that's because Jerry was wrapping up the story that Stan started.
That's why it was better and yet not memorable, because the story wasn't Jerry's.
Right.
The story was bad, I remember that, but it was better handled.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the vibes.
I do too, and the vibes were better. It was weird. It was like, this is being... Whatever, this story is dumb. It's
also been longer.
It has been longer.
We had an extra week off.
Okay, I can tell you what happened if you don't remember, or I can give you some hints.
I mostly remember
hints. Would love hints.
Thor actually killed some guys.
Well, first of all, the Silver Surfer was there.
Didn't we have a whole thing involving him?
Oh, the Silver Surfer was fighting Durag the Demolisher, or whatever the fuck his name was.
And what did he do with him?
Didn't he dump his corpse off on Space, New Jersey?
No, not at all.
After he...
None of those things.
Wait, no, he dunk him into the National Mall.
No, he took him to the future and left him there.
There you go. You got there.
Someone did get dunked, though, at some point.
Yeah, they were fighting in Washington, D.C. for a while, and then the Surfer was like, I'm just gonna take you to the future, idiot.
And that allowed Thor to go fight someone.
Loki.
Right.
Because Loki had taken over Asgard and was forcing Sif to marry him.
Because of the ring.
Right.
Because of the ring.
Right. And then something happened, and there was a gladiator fight, but Thor kicked ass.
Of course.
And then Loki ran away with Sif and was like, okay, we gotta marry real quick. Because Thor's right behind us.
And also, Loki...
He's right behind me, isn't he?
Also said, I'm not feeling so good. Because it turns out, the Odin Ring isn't the thing that actually gives you power. it's Odin's ring, and it's killing Loki, and Odin takes it back. And
it was killing Loki because it doesn't give you power. It siphons your power.
Yeah, it's his...
It's more of a focus.
It's his weighted training gear. This,
I have never even fucking watched Naruto, and I know
yet
this
you
goddamn
know the
reference.
reference. It's so iconic.
It's his weighted training gear, guys. When, don't fight Odin once he's taken off the Odin ring. You'll die.
To be fair, I think you'll die if you fight Odin with the Odin ring,
So, the ring was killing Loki, and then Loki took it off.
The end.
Mm-hmm.
No, there was more stuff.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. There was like 2 more issues.
That was all the first issue.
I don't remember any of that though. It's all kind of stupid. Didn't Odin send Thor off on a long journey again?
Yeah, so after Loki gave up the ring, Odin banished them, and then
For 5 minutes.
banished them, and then the Vizier was like, "Hey, you did a fucky-wucky."
Right. He sent him instead to the site of fucking Mangog.
Yeah, he sent Loki to the place where Mangog was imprisoned.
And then Loki unimprisoned Mangog.
Obviously.
And then Odin sends Thor and
The Warriors 3.
The Warriors 3.
The Warriors
Sif was
3.
not allowed.
Oh, no, weren't they all sent away?
Thor and the Warriors 3 got sent on a mission, while Sif got kidnapped by Hildegard and taken to a different place to keep her safe.
But these are all...
And that was Hildegard's first appearance.
And then
we love her.
They wouldn't let her in because something was running around.
Right.
But
so
they wouldn't let he was like, something's bad, and then closed the door in their faces.
Yeah, because there was a village there, but Hildegard was like, there shouldn't be a village here.
It's like, it's bad.
Right. Shit's bad, bro.
But this all happened because Odin was broing up with his old bros.
Right. Odin called in his old pals.
So now we're doing red.
Yep, and it was red.
We're doing the Mighty Thor's interpretation of the movie Red. Yes.
Yep.
And did anything else happen?
Thor and the Warriors 3 went to this place to find the Twilight Well.
It doesn't matter. None of that matters. That is not important.
It matters.
It's a really cool name.
They fought some trolls, and
that
Thor
did
got
happen.
a new pal. Do you remember his new pal?
No.
His new pal is Kygar, the troll that he rescued from quicksand.
Oh, right. The trolls that aren't trolls.
Yeah.
The trolls that aren't trolls.
The weird fuzzy guys.
Yeah, they're trolls.
Troll,
Yeah,
quote unquote.
In parentheticals.
Yeah, that's more or less what happened.
This feels very rambly as far as the story goes.
Well, it's because it was a lot.
Yeah, but also...
It's also just stories. It's just wandering adventures.
No. Look, Stan's had a beginning and an end. And the end...
No middle.
No middle. There's never a middle. They just slam closed.
I would say that they don't have an end, in fact. They are all beginning and middle, and then just wham!
That's fair.
That's an end. But that's the thing. Like, I don't think they really have a middle. And this felt like all middle.
All meat.
All meat.
That's what you want on your sandwich.
Yeah, but so far, we've had a bunch of sandwiches that have had a bottom piece, lettuce, tomatoes, and nothing. and now we're getting a sandwich that's like a little lettuce, a little tomatoes, meat. I'm not sure if there's any bread, though.
Meat.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure there's any bread on these, but
well, you will see the bread.
it is different.
I promise you guys, you will see a difference in this episode.
Good.
So we're going to get into Thor number 196 from November of 1971, written by Jerry Conway, penciled by John Buscema, inked by Vince Colletta, and lettered by John Costanza.
Y'all are 7 years behind the X-Men at this point.
Yep.
I'm going to keep this tally going because I want to see how long it takes.
It's going to happen eventually.
It's going to happen, and when it happens, it's going to happen fast.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't have that.
So, with Kygar to lead them, the 4 Asgardians have made a fair amount of progress toward their ultimate destination, and now happen upon a beautiful woman waiting for them at the mouth of a cave. She introduces herself as Citrina and welcomes them into her home for a rest.
Hot.
Kygar is wary, but the rest of the boys are immediately enamored and ready to have a break.
That's a look.
It is. They're ready to have a break, at least until she uses a device to hit them with a crimson mist that knocks them all out.
What the... Okay, yeah, I suppose...
I guess Kygar... They probably should have listened to
Probably should have listened, yeah.
I don't know, it's kind of obvious she's evil.
Yeah, I mean, just look at her.
Like
At first, I thought she was Carnilla, but no, she's a different person.
I did think that was Carnilla at first.
I mean, but she's kind of...
She's got the evil queen look
And then
down.
look inside her home.
Yeah.
It's all fire. This place is evil.
Nah, she looks trustworthy.
Yeah.
That's what Thor thought.
Sometime later, Thor awakens on a bed with a blonde beauty looking over him.
Hot.
She offers him food and drink, but he declines both as he looks around, trying to get his bearings. The Warriors 3 are nearby, having the time of their lives with women and drinks aplenty. The Thunder God also feels a wash of bliss come over him, but remains somewhat unconvinced.
Fandral is the life of the party.
He always is.
I gotta point out that I do say, even though we don't know this at this point, but it would seem that Volstagg has a type.
Yeah.
I thought Volstagg had a wife.
He does.
Volstagg!
His wife fits his type.
Yeah, but Volstagg, come on, my guy, you're
He's
married.
away from home and he just saw this Rubenesque woman and remembered his beautiful wife.
Yeah, to be fair, there's a little bit of shenanigans going on here.
Yeah.
Kygar emerges from behind a curtain and attempts to warn his new buddy. Apparently, whatever has been done to the lads doesn't affect whatever he is, and he begins to explain the situation before Citrina shuts him up for good.
The troll had an accident.
Which turns out to be a bad move, because this is what snaps Thor out of her enchantment.
They actually just killed Kygar?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What?
He rebukes her, turning back to his companions to find that the ladies who had been gathering around them are actually a bunch of slug-like monsters.
Hey, don't judge the Warriors 3. You don't know.
He immediately goes for one of them, whipping it off of the dashing Fandral, who reaches for his sword in response.
I mean, like, they've gone all over space. It's ridiculous.
Come on.
They could be very open-minded.
You're telling me Fandral hasn't?
Gods are very horny.
You're telling me
It's
Fandral
true. We do
hasn't?
know about that. That is canon.
The Fandral hasn't, wink wink.
Well, the former comrades start fighting, with Hogun swiftly joining in. Thor tries to reason with them, but they're caught too firmly in the illusion, and it's all he can do to hold them off with some, bolts.
Beams!
Some beams and some bolts.
I'm gonna cross beams off because we have beams.
We have beams?
Yeah, I
I
had
don't
Ripley put beams on there.
I don't have beams!
They shoot out of his hammer, and he calls them bolts, and I have no further information about that. With his friends thus immobilized, the Thunder God seeks answers from Citrina, but she doesn't have much to say that we haven't already guessed. She is another servant of Kartag, the guardian of the well. With a cackle, she disappears to the side of her master, releasing the Warriors 3 from her spell.
I'm surprised that she is a servant. She seems like...
Well, she's a little bit more than that, to be honest.
She does seem... Also, the Warriors 3 were totally broing it up earlier.
Anytime the Warriors 3 are on screen, they're throwing it up.
Not always.
Not always,
but
no.
Yes.
If they're not being mind-controlled, the odds are they're broing it up.
True.
They were having a party.
Well, they apologize to Thor, but he only wants to press on, knowing that all of Asgard depends on the success of their mission. Worlds away, Odin stands above his armies, searching for the words to motivate them for the last battle. He can't seem to find what to say, but is spared for the moment by the arrival of Hela. He asks why she has come, but she doesn't really give an answer, so instead he inquires after his son. She knows that his quest is futile, only a way to keep him from the battle that will destroy his home, and warns the Allfather that Thor will never forgive him for that mercy. Odin knows that, of course. He leaves her to return to his people and his imminent doom.
I mean, I don't think Thor being not there is really going to save him anyway, considering Mangog is enemy of all that is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Mangog's going to go through there.
I mean, Mangog is pretty specifically against Odin and everything related to Odin, so...
But he is enemy of all that is.
That's true. The Mangog is coming ever closer, and they can afford to wait for Thor no longer.
Oh god, they got their space tanks!
Yep. If he should return, they may still have a chance. But it won't mean anything unless they go on the offensive now. With his buddies at his back, Odin leads the charge across a stone bridge, which seems tactically flawed as the Mangog just crushes it and sends all the cavalry into the water below.
Why don't you just break the bridge? Mangog's on the other side.
Right?
He can probably jump it, but...
Right.
I mean,
but
generally, charging across a bridge is a bad move in war.
You are correct.
It's taking a bridge is a big deal.
Yeah. Mani passes on, further into the heart of the Golden Realm, as down below, Odin mourns the death of his friend, Khan, and develops a new plan with a steely conviction.
Khan didn't get to do any badass shit.
Nope, he's just dead now.
Wow.
On the mysterious Black World, Sif and Hildy have knocked on every door in town and been turned away every single time with ominous warnings of a mysterious approaching him.
No rooms at the inn, huh?
Yep. Sif despairs, but Hildegard remains in good spirits. When he told her of this place, Odin didn't mention any towns or mystery threats. There is something strange about this village, and therefore they would be better off elsewhere.
Yeah.
They can make camp on the hills nearby and sleep under the stars.
I mean, you don't want to stay at Silent Hill, do you?
They're about to do just that when a group of armored men on horseback thunder past.
Huh.
One of them scoops down to grab Sif, declaring that he will save her from whoever is coming.
Oh, god damn it.
She's
So,
a fine
if
morsel.
Sif has been captured, you can
Sif has been captured.
mark that off.
I do not have that.
I have that.
Another one of the men calls Hildegard fat and charges her with a lance.
Wow.
She's happy to see some action, grabbing the polearm with her bare hands and using it to throw the charging knight into one of his comrades.
I'm starting to think these guys might just be like regular humans.
Right, they just kind of seem like assholes. They show up
Yeah.
and like, ooh, you're a fine morsel.
Yeah.
Fat ass.
He declares her a witch, and upon hearing this, another of them goes after Hildy with a sword and shield. But she just body checks his entire fucking horse
Medieval R incel.
and
think these are
throws
just
him to the
guys.
ground. I love her so much.
These are just like regular humans.
And the good news is, she's having a good influence on Sif, who is beating the shit out of the guy who grabbed her.
Hey!
First with fists, and then with his own sword.
Yeah! Fuck him up.
It seems this experience has reawakened her warrior spirit.
Thank
Thank
God.
fucking God. With their assailants thus dispatched, the two ladies continue on their way as the knights try to pick themselves up off the ground.
Well, they're not telling that story to anybody.
No.
Two ladies just beat the ever-living shit out of them.
Across the universe, Thor and co. have arrived at some sort of ruin. They're right outside the well now, and Thor proposes they take a break. But Fandral urges him to continue onward just as the ground begins to shake beneath them.
What the fuck is that?
The rubble under their feet parts to reveal the worst fucking dragon I've ever seen. You know what he reminds me of is the worms from Ursula's cave.
Yeah!
I was gonna say, that's the ugliest
The
Muppet I've ever
urchins.
seen.
It's
Yeah.
really bad.
Poor unfortunate souls.
Well, this is a dragon, supposedly. His name is Redguard, and he serves Kartag, and blah blah blah. He blasts Thor with a gout of flame, sending him flying ass over tea kettle.
To be fair, he doesn't say he's a dragon.
Yeah,
Asgardians
the Asgardians
named
call him
him
a
as
dragon, yeah.
They don't.
Just like with the trolls from earlier.
The trolls, the dragon.
That's all they know, dude. It's like LARPing, except that's just what they are. The Warriors 3 pull him up a crumbling tower as flames spring up all around them. Thor awakens, and they all grab onto each other's feet as he flies them out of the sea of fire to a nearby cliffside.
Okay, sure.
He invokes a mysterious she as he does so, and Fandral asks after who he meant, but before an answer is given, Citrina reappears.
Who else but Citrina?
She was the one who created Redguard and sent him to attack them. Thor asks why she and her master seek to bar them from the Twilight Well, and after learning their objective, her tone shifts. She knows something about the well that they don't, which isn't hard because they know nothing.
Yeah.
And with a gleeful smirk, she offers to serve as a guide in the place of dearly departed Kygar.
She keeps referring to them by their hair colors, and it's very strange.
Yeah. She then flies off into the distance with a warning about the ultimate threat at Journey's End. The lads are unsettled by this interaction, but decide to push on, mainly because they have no other options at this point.
I'm not even sure they're in the right genre for themselves at this point.
On the bank of a far-off river, Odin mourns over the body of his friend. He laments that he should reunite with his comrade, only to lose him a few short hours later, even as Hela arrives to claim his soul. He leaves her to her grim task, mindlessly moving to the southern gates, where Mangog is making short work of his remaining warriors.
See, now we're back to the presentation of Hela as just the cold, inevitable death.
Jerry knows what's up.
So Jerry has retconned what Stan was doing?
Yes, absolutely.
I wonder how Stan feels since he's editing this.
Finally, Odin snaps. This is all too much. Too many good and noble souls have perished this day. He can await and hope no longer, and he seizes the reins of destiny in one final act of mutual destruction. Far away on Blackworld, Sif and Hildegard note the advent of a new Nova. Hildy tells Sif to make a wish, for such things are meant to bring good fortune. Yet the Lady Sif feels only a nameless dread in the quickening of her heart. I like this page a lot.
Yeah, I'm enjoying all of this.
Hey, Odin, did you just die?
Having followed Citrina, Thor and the Warriors 3 arrive at the end of their path, at a darkened cave. Fandral warns him back, fearing for his lord's safety, but the Thunder God insists that he will do what he must, and this time, he will do so alone. He pushes forward on his own, but it isn't long before he comes face to face with Kartag himself.
Why is Thor... No one said Thor
just does that!
He just decides he has to go
It's his
alone.
fucking ego.
It's not like Citrina's like, only one of you can go.
Right. No, it's just
Only
Thor.
one of you can solve the
It's
puzzle.
just Thor. So what did you guys think of that issue?
It feels more like more
That
middle
was
bits.
enjoyable. 3.5.
It's good enough. 3.
I don't mind middle bits and middle bits and middle bits and serial.
Well, we're building
stuff
up.
Like this.
We're building up to something.
I'm enjoying it. 3.5. This is a very smooth looking cover.
Yeah, I don't
God,
like
those
this
fingers.
cover.
Those fingers. I hate those fingers.
Well, we can thank John Romita Sr. for this cover.
Thanks.
Thanks, John Romita Sr.
So, we're going to go ahead and move on to Thor number 197 from December of 1971. Written by Jerry Conway, penciled by John Buscema, inked by Vince Colletta, lettered by Artie Simek.
If y'all hear any noises, it's raining outside and the studio is now right in front of the window.
Right by the window, yeah. Thor moves to fight Kartag alone, as the Warriors 3 ask him if he could maybe not do that, thanks.
Yes, Thor, you do not have to do this alone. Stop doing things alone.
Thank you. Thank you.
He ignores them and does it anyway.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Despite all the build-up and fanfare, one toss of the mighty mallet sends the Keeper of the Well to the floor.
Wait.
Which
what?
seems anticlimactic. Still, Kartag doesn't seem all that concerned as he rises and returns the favor.
Oh. God, Citrina. Oh.
Yeah.
That hairline.
The forehead.
That nose.
Fucking, like, 8 head.
Okay.
You could cut glass with that hairline.
The lads move to aid their prince, but stony hands spring up from the ground to grab them at the command of Citrina. She is determined that Thor will fight this battle alone.
See, like, this makes more sense than
Right.
just deciding.
Well, that's what he wanted, so whatever. Kartag wants to know why she brought these dudes here at all, but he's got his hands full dealing with the Odinson, who keeps nimbly dodging his blows.
He's good at that.
I get the sense that maybe Citrina's like, this is a win-win.
Oh, actually, I'm starting to think this was very much designed as a single player quest, and yet the single player brought friends.
Now, see where I'm at is I think Citrina sees it as a win-win. If Kartag's taken out, Citrina's head bitch.
I very genuinely don't know what Citrina's deal is. I think she's just a chaos agent.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know who she works for, and that's new. Because, like...
Well, at first she worked... At first she worked for Kartag, but now she's Kartag's lover, actually.
Right.
So, I don't know. Well...
She's going to suddenly just inherit the Kartag family fortune.
Well, the two combatants fight on a ledge above the Twilight Well, until the melee sends them both tumbling toward the lower level. Citrina releases the three amigos, now that the fight has adjourned to the cavern floor, and they all crowd around a cliff to watch what happens. Thor's doing just fine, having maneuvered so that Kartag landed on the ground first. The Keeper of the Well isn't out just yet, though, so it's round 2, and this time they go straight to fisticuffs, exchanging blows with their bare hands until Kartag tackles the Thunder God straight into the well.
Kartag also insists on referring to Thor by his hair color.
Yes.
Yeah. They fall through the murky waters, impossibly far, still struggling against each other. Thor begins to have visions of Asgard and his father, which reveal to him the truth of his mission, that he was sent out of danger while the Mangog ravages his home.
This is not danger. You're not in any danger, Thor.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to die down here.
It's fine. The three remaining Asgardians watch from above with alarm until a hand bursts forth from the dark waters and Kartag drags himself forth, holding the limp body of the mighty Thor.
Good job, Odin.
He seems unhappy about this and says as much to his own masters, a shadowy trio of gnarled old mystics in red robes, who were just there, I guess.
Nobody noticed them, huh?
No.
Just kind of chilling.
The red-robed figures inform us that Thor isn't dead, just momentarily overcome by his visions.
Oh.
They also decide that they're just going to give him the water from the well, making me wonder what the fucking point of all this was. Don't worry, because we do get an explanation. This was all a test, to see if Asgard was worth saving, and Thor passed, with flying colors.
By failing to beat Kartag?
Yeah.
He made his way to the pool.
He did.
So the test is actually just...
Get to the pool by any means necessary.
Including being thrown into the pool by the garter of the pool.
Correct.
What a weird test.
They conjure a set of water skins for the brave warriors to collect their prize, and the lads do so eagerly. Citrina is not so happy about this. She would like to know why she wasted all that time and effort if they were just going to let these dudes go. Kartag warns her not to question the judgment of the robed figures, whose existence she was apparently unaware of. Realizing now that they are the ones calling the shots, she strikes at them, but her spell sizzles away harmlessly. The hag who's getting all the lines then reveals that they are actually the Norns.
Oh, shit.
The Norse version of the Fates.
The Norns.
Which makes a lot of sense, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of a big deal.
The Norns are known to challenge people with arbitrary tests. Citrina realizes her mistake and begs forgiveness from her beloved Kartag.
Jesus fucking Christ. His hand is huge.
Yeah.
Size differences.
Who is...
Oof.
That picture of the hamster and the banana. Anyway, he's quite gentle and understanding about the whole situation. He comforts her, and then leaves a host of demons to guard her while he pledges to go with the Asgardians to fight for their realm. Apparently, this is something that he gained clarity on while in the waters. Thor is all too happy to accept the help, and spins his hammer to transport them all home.
Hey, you have the power of time travel. Why not go back in time earlier?
It's fine. They arrive on the Bifrost, where Thor explains the situation to his buds. The Mangog is attacking Asgard, and they were sent away to protect them, but also to potentially be useful. The water that they gathered is somehow linked to Odin's cosmic well, and will do something. All this well business reminds me of the 3 waters that feed the roots of Yggdrasil, which is very likely what they were going for.
So we might actually be dealing with yet another reference.
Yeah. Thor's thoughts drift toward his Lady Sif, who he now knows was also sent away. He wonders to where she has been sent, and for what purpose. Sif herself sits beside a stream, her mind far away. Hildegard offers her a penny for her thoughts, and a penny as a wager that they're about Thor.
She's also fucking chugging.
Yes, she's taking a drink out of the water, while also standing in the water.
It's moving water, it's probably fine.
It's intense, I'm into it. It's cool.
Sif confirms this, but says that she also wonders about this strange planet that they've been sent to.
They fought knights. It was weird.
Hildy starts to say something about that, but is interrupted by a monster rearing up out of the water. The Valkyrie begins to grapple with the beast, while Sif retrieves the sword that she stole from that knight last issue. The sword bounces harmlessly off the monster's hide.
God damn it.
But Sif abruptly realizes that the blade is enchanted, similarly to the Odin ring, and that it is capable of channeling the wielder's power into beams that
what?
fell the beast.
The blade that they
Yeah, the sword that
they
they just stole from a random guy was created by Odin and put there for Sif, even though a random dude had it. This is...
What the fuck?
Most of these issues are pretty decent. This part, I don't know about, Jerry.
Jerry, look, I kind of like what you're doing, but I don't know what
Maybe we're not going, it's a literal gift from Odin. Maybe it's just like the way you would proclaim it. Like, oh, I found this sword that can actually do this thing conveniently.
I suppose.
Or maybe Odin just makes all the swords
a gift
here.
From Odin himself.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe Odin just makes all the swords on this planet.
Hildegard falls to the waters below, and Sif rushes to her side. She's grown fond of her and their time together, and would hate to lose her. As she checks the Valkyrie's pulse, finding it strong, she hears a strange noise and turns to see
Can't be.
a steamboat chugging up the river toward them.
What the fuck?
Sif finds this a strange thing to see in a place that had previously been populated by medieval knights and monsters.
She is valid. What the fuck?
As she watches, an old man climbs into a dinghy and rows toward them.
He's wearing a 19th century captain's hat or something.
His name is Silas Grant. He is the captain of the ship, and he helps Sif place Hildy into the rowboat while he begins to explain.
I think with time appropriate garb.
Sure.
If I'm for the ship.
True, not for the knights.
Thor and company walk across the Rainbow Bridge, finding signs of destruction all along the path, until finally they arrive at an unexpected terminus. The place where the bridge has been broken off, and beyond it, Asgard has disappeared.
Oh dear.
The god of thunder despairs of the loss of his people and the loss of his father. He falls to his knees and weeps that he was not allowed to fight at Odin's side until the end.
This could be a good story development.
We've killed Odin.
Fandral attempts to soothe his lord with a hopeful question. If there was a battle, surely the wreckage must be somewhere. Perhaps Asgard is not destroyed, but simply moved. It's not much to go on, but it's better than nothing.
Yes, let's find the smoldering remnants of Asgard. That'll make me feel real good to find everyone's charred remains.
Thor pours out his water skin onto his hammer, believing that it may pull him to the cosmic well. He whirls Mjolnir around them and yeets them all across space to a place where there is no light and no life, where Odin had moved the battle to spare any innocent bystanders.
Oh god, they are charred remains. Oh no.
Here, Asgard still burns. The quintet of warriors arrive, at last, to see the Mangog, mowing through the godly armies.
Still!
Thor immediately flies into action, followed closely by Kartag. Manny blows them both off, before reaching into a nearby building to retrieve the limp body of the Allfather. He expended all his energy moving Asgard, and now lies completely helpless, unable to fight off the Mangog's finishing blow.
Next issue, The Death of Odin!
What did you guys think of that issue?
I'd give that an 8 out of 10.
It's a pretty good no.
It's a pretty good no.
Oh, I see.
I would give the issue a 3.5 out of 5.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Okay.
This really isn't hitting any of the bingo spots, though. Like,
No, I'm getting real fucked up here.
Jerry's not hitting the old notes.
Well, there are plenty of spaces that I could have gotten but have not gotten because I have a bad bingo card.
I don't think it's just that. It's that Stan...
it's luck of the draw sometimes.
I think Stan was reliable about what he liked to write about, and we don't really know what Jerry likes to write about yet.
Well, we're gonna keep going to Thor number 198 from January of 1972. Happy New Year. Woo! Written by Jerry Conway, penciled by John Buscema, inked by Vince Colletta, and lettered by John Costanza.
You're now only 6 years behind X-Men, because I don't remember what date we're at there.
Odin hangs limp and unresponsive in the avenging clutches of Mangog. Thor threatens that should his father be dead, nothing will protect the Mangog from his wrath. The Mangog characteristically brushes this off before using the Allfather as a human shield, which is very cool and powerful of him.
That's some real...
I like it. That's cold as ice.
Look, just using your dad as a shield. Good luck, motherfucker.
Luckily, Hogan has snuck up behind Manny and gives him a swift smack on the rump, distracting him long enough for the Thunder God to make a move.
And it just beans him in the ass.
Yeah, he does. He hurls himself forward, clutching onto his comatose father. With a blow to the face, he stuns the Mangog long enough to pull Odin from the claw before jumping free. He runs to find somewhere safe to stash his papa so that he can regain his strength, leaving the Warriors 3 to fight Manny in his stead.
Well, rest in peace, Warriors 3. It's been nice knowing you.
Hogan loses his hat.
He does. Hogan and Fandral battle valiantly, while Volstagg follows his prince to where Odin is being laid out on the rubble-strewn ground. Thor gives the Lion of Asgard a mission of utmost importance. Take the last of the water from the Twilight Well to the Vizier and tell him everything. He then returns to the battle at his friend's side, leaving Volstagg alone. In this tense and lonely moment, he finds he can't muster up his usual boastful demeanor.
Well, he's sweating now.
He takes off for the palace, where he locates the Vizier and hands over the water. They both descend some stairs to Odin's cosmic well, where the Vizier dumps the contents of the sheepskin.
Yeah, I don't even have an appearance by the Royal Vizier.
Thought I had one. Yes, I have an appearance by the Royal Vizier.
I don't.
Outside, the battle is going predictably poorly.
I'm shocked.
Mangog's flesh repels every blow, feeding off of their anger and hatred. The 3 remaining members of Odin's posse approach him: Rongor, Bulwar, and Whitemane. Odin rouses as they gather around and urge him to return to the battle, but once he gets up to do so, they start telling him to lay back down, so I'm getting some mixed messages. The Allfather commands their silence in a classic rage fit before jumping on a horse out of nowhere and leading them to the fight. They come upon the scene just as Manny stands over the felled Thunder God, running up behind and piling on to hammer blow after blow. Rongor jumps on his back and is wrapped up in the Mangog's tail for his trouble. Mangog says something that makes no sense at all. Foul, no less foul a deed did Odin commit when he sent his son away, no less foul when he banished the blonde hair's loved one as well. How then be Mangog foul? He sought to save, and I seek to kill you all.
What?
What are you trying to say here?
What reasoning does this work by?
So wait, sending Thor
saving
away.
people is fucked up.
It's the same as killing people.
It's the same as killing people.
That's some logic.
Saving a few people that you specifically care for away is the same as indiscriminately killing the entire city.
Meanwhile, on Blackworld, Silas calls the ladies' attention to the harbor of a Depression-era city filled with towering skyscrapers in the place where the medieval village used to be. He explains that things have been changing at random. Just this morning, the area was empty and green, and he only had a little sailboat.
Wait. What?
He's caught up in this. Okay, so those guys really were just some guys from our Incel.
Yeah. The three of them disembark and spot people running for their lives. Silas catches one and tries to get information, but all the man can say is that he is coming. They've been hearing a lot about this he person, and Hildegard would like to know just who he is.
Oh my fucking god!
Unfortunately, Silas has no answers.
Yo!
No one has ever seen him and lived to tell the tale. Abruptly, Tana Nile appears from around the corner.
Tana Nile is my favorite reoccurring character. What the fuck?
Why is she
She's so random. She's always so random.
I like that she's no longer color coordinated.
Yeah, now she's green.
And she's not, like, colored pink because she's the girl
Right.
anymore.
She is shooting her gun at something above them. Sif recognizes her, and Tana invites them all into her protective force bubble. The Lady Sif asks what she is doing here, as the Rigelians had promised that they would never again colonize any human worlds. There's no time to explain what's going on, Tana says, as she directs their attention up to the sky to view the face of him.
I gotta say, Tana's looking much better these days.
Yeah, her face is not as horrifying.
She's got a really weird helmet, though.
Well, that's her head.
consistent. That's how her head is.
Yeah, Rigelians are still weird.
Yep.
Back in Asgard, the well is bubbling ominously. The Vizier warns Volstagg back just before it explodes, sending a geyser of raw power straight up into space.
It's fine.
The ground shakes, and for a moment Thor wonders if he has unwittingly brought the end of them all, until the entire city starts flying back toward its original position.
Sure!
Why is any of this happening?
Odin rises nearby and gives a dramatic speech before walking into the geyser. But he talks too long to stop Mangog from reaching the chamber of the Odin sword and pulling it from its scabbard.
Oh no, Ragnarok is coming!
Oh no, Ragnarok is coming. Oh, I do have that one at least.
The two face off, with Manny swinging the giant
Oh god, he
sword.
actually pulled the sword. Like,
yes, he did. He fully pulled it out and is now using it to beat Odin.
So Ragnarok is not coming.
Yeah.
Ragnarok is here.
Yep. So Manny is swinging the giant sword, and Odin is shooting beams in a real anime climax. When the dust settles, Odin falls to the ground, having spent all his energy beaming the sword back to its sheath.
The sheath was, like, destroyed, was it not?
I don't know.
You can't really...
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was, but I may have...
Well, he says he's sending it back to its sheath, so it must still be there.
Yeah.
Fine.
Consumed with an untamed fury, Thor goes after the Mangog once again. His blows are fierce, and for the first time ever, Mangog seems somewhat concerned. The Thunder God hurls Manny backward, after which the beast seems to have shrunk to the size of a child.
What?
Mangog tries to run away, but Thor grabs him by the tail, even as he continues to shrink until he simply pops out of existence, having used all of the power that sustained him in his last blow against Odin.
Huh.
Okay.
Well, because Odin took out all the souls that he was made of.
Yeah.
So he was completely made of, like, his energy and stuff.
Right.
And he expended it all.
Okay.
Out of juice.
I'm willing to accept
I
that.
guess. Sure, why not? We're playing Calvin Ball with whatever Mangog is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's good, but it is an explanation.
I'll accept it.
Thor rushes back to his father's side, where the warriors three attend their liege. They stand before the Thunder God, hesitant to deliver the news that Odin is dead.
Well, the comic said Odin died.
Rest in pieces.
A royal funeral follows.
Oh shit, Odin is like dead.
All of Asgard marches in the procession, bearing the Allfather in his Viking race car bed, off to the tomb on the cliff. Even Baldur is there, so I guess Carnello let him go. After Odin is interred, Hogun attempts to soothe his grieving prince, but Thor isn't having it. He rages against fate, declaring that so long as one remembers him, Odin will never truly die. Abruptly, he realizes that there is a glimmer of hope. Hela never came to claim him, so Odin technically isn't dead yet. They're still in transit back to their original place in space and time, meaning that she can't reach them.
We've sure been fucking around with Hela a lot lately.
Yeah. They put together that funeral really fast.
Yeah.
If they're still in transit.
So that tells you the priorities of Asgard.
Look, anytime there's a big state funeral,
No,
they
yeah.
pull that shit together.
It's not just that.
That's true.
They were really, really ready to get rid of Odin.
In a desperate bid, Thor freezes time in the tomb,
Because he can do that.
Oh my
hoping to
God.
stave off the death goddess long enough to bring his father back.
Horse shit.
So what did you guys think of that issue?
3, slightly less good than the past 2, but okay.
Jerry, I appreciate that you're not hitting the usual note Stan does. That Odin didn't save the day magically. Odin is dead? Ish?
Ish.
I mean, I thought you guys would be a lot more excited about that, frankly.
I mean,
I don't mind Odin as much with Jerry writing him is the thing.
Yeah.
yeah, actually. He kind of started to pop, and then he killed him.
Yeah, he shows up, he's now got his posse of old farts.
And they were there to die, I guess.
He's a little more defeatable.
He's more of a guy and not Deus Ex Odin.
Exactly. So, I don't mind Odin as much anymore.
Okay.
So it's kind of sad he's
Dead.
dead?
Not if Thor has anything to say about it.
Yeah, does Thor...
My daddy can't be dead!
Because I'm a god and I can freeze
I
time.
can see how gods would have a harder time accepting death
Yeah.
when you're immortal.
Just,
This guy's been around forever. What the fuck?
Thor loves his papa.
He does.
You have
He
issues.
does love his papa so.
His papa.
Your papa does not love you as much as you love him.
Odin loves him in just a fucked up, narcissistic way.
Yeah.
I hurt you because I love you, son.
Anyway, I think that's it for us, right?
Yeah, I covered those really fast.
That's alright. Less to edit.
Mhm.
So, we're hopefully sounding alright here in the new studio. Don't forget to check out over on Patreon. We have this month's bonus-ode coming out, The Return of the Asthma Monster.
Because GlaxoSmithKline decided there needed to be a sequel.
If you want to see the very smooth cover of our second issue, you can hit us up over on YouTube where we put together a video version of the show containing clips of stuff we talk about as we're talking about them. So like, subscribe, hit the bell button, leave a comment, give us some interaction. We'd love that. If you'd like to support the show, like I said, Patreon, you also throw us a few bucks over on Coffee, but what you can really do to help is rate and review, or tell your friends, tell your enemy, write your senator, tell your boss.
Convince John Bolton to tell it for us.
Give brief John Bolton,
Yes, comic creator /
National Security Advisor John Bolton.
Yes, that John Bolton. You know, the John Bolton who worked on comics and national security.
That's the guy. If you want to get a bingo card of your own, even though we fucked up this week and there are no free spaces, join us over on Discord. All you have to do is ask, because I get a link for 30 of these things every time. So if you want to get one before the episode, hit us up over on Discord.
So I think we need to figure out what Jerry Conway is actually about.
Well, yeah.
It will
definitely
reveal
gonna need
itself
some
over
tweaking.
time.
It
We've
will.
only had 2 Jerry episodes so far.
Fair. That's why we don't... We're a little...
Yep.
It was easy in the Stan
We're going to
era.
have to do a review in a little bit of our bingo.
Because clearly Jerry's got... I don't think we've had a single haha Volstagg fat moment.
No. If I'd have had haha Volstagg coward, I think I could have made an argument for a moment or two, but
And
haha Volstagg fat, no.
yeah, we've got a completely different coward. Yeah, I'd say the argument stands, but but he was feeling cowardly,
Even though it's fucked up.
in an appropriate moment to feel cowardly,
Yeah.
and not look, there's Volstagg, he's fat, funny.
That said, we're going to be back to you next week, and we look forward to talking to you then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.